Zoom, zoom, zoomer, zoom! World, you call the tune. Hi, folks. Wabba kabum tubbo zubum world. Mubba nubam ubbas dubba yubble. That means my name is Doyle, welcoming you to Zoom World, a fun-filled YouTube channel devoted to the classic PBS kids show Zoom and its reboot. Back again with the second half of my Zoomer Spotlight, my 50th Zoomer Spotlight, as I started earlier this week. And now I'm finally going to give it to you, part two of the Zoomer Spotlight on the Queen of Zoom herself, Caroline Botelho. Yes, now this time it's going to be on her run of the third season. This is when it had a big total of 40 episodes. So, I'm just ready to do this. So let me get ready for the introduction, what have you. Here's Caroline's little intro in a GIF and what have you. Season 3, I think in my opinion, is easily the best season with Caroline. She and Kenny from the previous season are back, and they're joined by 5 other Zoomers. Francis, Kaylee, Rachel, Eric, and Buzz. Now, I will be showing you various clips featuring her and what have you. You'll see some other Zoomers from Season 3 along the way. Of course, Marissa Alva, you'll be happy to know. You'll probably see some McKinney as well in this. I don't know when I'm going to spotlight them yet, but you can be sure that I will do it. Promise. Now, before I get started, if you haven't seen the first part of my spotlight on Caroline from the last season, click on that card and you can catch that if you might have missed it, or if you want to see it again before I get this show on the road. Because this one's going to be a whopper. And I could see this was the longest Zoomer Spotlight vid I had done yet. But this one, I think, will probably be just about that same length. Okay, that'll do it. That will give y'all enough time. So are you ready to Zoom with Caroline for Season 3? Good. Then let's begin. Here's Caroline and Kenny right here at the introduction to the first episode of Season 3. They're a great duo and what have you. As I've said before, I feel like they got along together like brother and sister, like Mara and David did in the second season of the original series. Okay, here's Caroline creating the very first Zoom snack. It's edible spiders. And I must say, that is definitely a very, very good treat. Here's Caroline and Kenny in a fun little joke skit. And here's Caroline in another Zoom joke skit, but with Buzz. Here's Caroline along with Rachel in a Zoom size segment where they're going to try to make a actual raisin go up by using like club soda or soda water or something like that. Here's Caroline at the beginning of the second episode of Season 3, writing in actual homemade chalk, welcoming us to Zoom, introducing a Zoom game. Okay, here's Caroline making the actual homemade chalk in a Zoom Do segment. Now this looks like a pretty good challenge and what have you. Definitely. Never knew you could actually make your own chalk. Could you? Okay, here's Caroline right there. There's King. You'll see some others. She's starting off a zmails segment. Here's Caroline along with the others. They're participating in a little funny game called Excuse Me, what are you doing? That is absolutely funny. Okay, here's Caroline right there, and she's joining Francis for a Zoom size segment. And there's Buzz as well. And Rachel. And I gotta say, they're all gonna do a pretty good experiment together. And Caroline, you just saw there, trying to pop her balloon in a Zoom game challenge. That was pretty funny. Although, as much as I hate to say it, Kaylee got done real quickly in Miami. Oh well, let's move on, shall we? Here's Caroline in a in the beginning of a Zoom game that involves well, handkerchiefs and what have you. This is really, really something. And it's Caroline McKinney pirate jokes. I mean, they did this a few times. Caroline looked pretty cute as the pirate, you know. Here's Caroline, and she's joined the others in a Zoom chat segment. There's Eric. We saw Kenny. Well, just about all the others are there. There's Caroline right there, and she's joined Rachel and Kaylee in a little challenge where you have to balance books on your head. That's a challenge, definitely, people. Here's Caroline reading a Z, well, not a Z-mail, but an email sent to them. It's a Zoom Reviews book segment, which was introduced in this season, and she's talking about the book called Search for Delicious. Never read it, and I've never actually recalled encountering it before either. Here's Caroline and her little band, the Zoom Play Oranges. This is very funny. It's one of my few favorite Zoom Playhouse segments. Kaylee's really funny as well. There's Caroline joining Kenny now at the beginning of another episode. This is from episode 6. You can still see that Caroline usually has her little comet tail hairstyle, you know. Okay, here's Caroline trying to squirm her way around soda pop balls, and Francis is going up against her in this little Zoom game. Thought I toned down the light in my room so you can see a little bit better, so this was done in the dark. There's Caroline alone with Kaylee, and they're doing shadow puppets with the hands, you know. Here's Caroline reading off a letter sent to them for a Zoom chat. Now, everyone, pardon me for just having this one light on instead of both, like I usually have them. I realize that the lights get in the way of seeing the footage of the video, so I'm gonna try and make it dark in my room where I have, so that way you can see the video a wee bit better. But I'll be back on in live and what have you during this. Okay, so let's move on with more Caroline from season 3. Why? Well, while I still can, you know. Here's Caroline along with Kenny here, and Kenny's wearing a costume dressed as a TV with the Zoom logo on it. Yeah, that's really, really something. Here is Caroline along with Buzz doing a Zoom side challenge, trying to lift a stack of quarters with these ordinary household objects like a spatula. If you remember seeing this clip, I showed this a few couple of months ago. This is Miss Patty Wack and the Frog, and let me tell you, Caroline does a great job on this. I'm glad y'all have seen this video and really, really liked it. Here's Caroline. She and Kenny are blindfolded to participate in a little game where you have to act like a bat and what have you, or something like that. Here's Caroline reading off a little more Zoom mail. Well, I mean Z mail, but hey, it's the same to me, you know. There's Buzz as well. Here's Caroline creating a very fun thing here in Cafe Zoom, the rainbow cake. Now, as you can see, she has to wear an apron, not her little jacket vest, so this way it won't catch fire or something like that. Or so I read somewhere. But hey, that's better to be safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying, folks? Here's Caroline at the start of another Zoom do segment. She's joined with Kenny, of course, for this little Zoom do where you can use flowers and make them stick to like paper or something like that. That's really, really cool. I think I've seen somebody do this before. Although they had to use a book to try and close it, well, the paper in, so that way And sticking one, you need markers as well. Here, here comes some of the gang. You see Kay there and Buzz. There's Kaylee and Caroline. Yeah, Caroline's right there, and they're doing the subby rap. Now, Kenny and Ray did one in back in the previous season, and let me tell you, like Marissa Alva says, Kenny is indeed king of the ubby rap. You know. Here's the end of season, part two of the Red Bench, and well, you know, you're right. Caroline's surprising with what her dad does. In the end, you know. Here's Caroline and Kenny on the next round of pirate jokes. Okay, we just saw Caroline. There's Kaylee. She, Buzz, and Caroline are going to do a Zoom side challenge. And this one looks like a doozy. I do believe they are creating, well, kind of like a, yeah, homemade type of cap hold or something. Yeah, yeah, that's what they're doing. Or wait a minute, no, that was a different episode. This is when they're doing like a homemade zip line. Uh, Catapults not until later on. Zoops! Here's Caroline and Francis working on a Zoom site experiment. Now Eric and Rachel are doing one as well. Here's Caroline introducing another Zoom game. Yeah, these Zoom games are absolutely very, very fun and what have you. One of these days, I think it would be fun for me to show off to some, well, some young people or what have you. But hey, if you can find these episodes of Zoom, which I know you can, you just gotta check them out. You know what I'm saying, folks? As always, I don't mean to sound like a broken record. Here's Caroline right there in a little scientific game challenge with Francis doing her pattern for this little challenge. Eric and Buzz are there as well, as you can see. Here's Caroline introducing a Zoom Playhouse segment called Time Out. Here's Caroline going up against Francis in a little challenge where you have to eat spaghetti using well, one hand. That's where you might have trouble using it to eat and what have you. Buzz is there to watch and observe which one will do better. Here's Caroline joining Buzz in a little computer joke skit. Here's Caroline starting off a Zoom site segment, which, let me tell you, it's a real challenge with doing stuff on a piece of paper. Kaylee's with her. And I gotta tell you, these Zoom site challenges can be fun and challenging. Definitely. Here's Caroline in another Zoom chat segment. Now, in this little scene, Caroline joins Buzz in a Zoom side segment where they're testing out colored water. Of course, I know they use food coloring to put into the water and mix it up and all that jazz. I think you get the point. Okay, and here's Caroline reading some more zmails sent to them. Of course, this is an email, as you can see on the paper. Here's Caroline in an Ubby Dubby sketch with Rachel, and she's about to give her some Ubby Dubby spring water. Okay, everyone, we're halfway through, so I'm going to try to do this with just the set of lights over there. So this way, I think you'll be just fine with a little bit of light on. Okay, well, let's continue. Here's Caroline at the beginning of another episode. This is episode 21. It's got a piece of construction paper wrapped around her head. And Francis and Buzz are here to participate. Here's Caroline creating a real fun thing in Cafe Zoom. It's called the pizza face. It's pretty. That's a pretty cool thing. What have you? Here's Caroline and an Ubby Dubby sketch with Buzz, and they're introducing the Ubby Dubby comb, which really does a pretty good job, but it's, well, I think you know the rest. Here's Caroline joining Eric for a Zoom phenom. We had to tear like two ends that are cut from a little piece of cardboard paper. Well, or something like that. Well, like an index card. Yeah, that's a pretty tough challenge, huh? Here's Caroline holding a little pole with a little twinkly star. The Zoomers are doing twinkle twinkle little star, and I believe in Ubby Dubby, if I'm not mistaken. And there's Caroline reading a poem. Here's Caroline along with Kaylee, and they're showing us a Zoom site update on a challenge they wanted kids at home to do, on how long the street lights stay on in their area. This next bit is easily one of my favorite moments with Caroline from this season. This is her playing Goldilocks from a Zoom Playhouse where they're doing Goldilocks and the Three Bears in Ubby Dubby. Buzz narrates the tale, and I gotta tell you, it's really, really fun. I love it. Of course, after they recently did Little Red Riding Hood in season 1 and Three Little Pigs in the previous season, this came along. And I love Caroline's performance as Goldilocks. Isn't she cute and what have you? Definitely. Now talk about a rude awakening here. There she is with Frances, getting shocked that she sees Goldilocks in the bed. There's Eric and Kaylee playing the mom and pop. And boy, look at Caroline all cringy and what have you. Oh boy. There's Caroline at the end, surprising Buzz now. Now you see that's a really funny play. I love that. There's Caroline right there. There was Francis. This is from a really funny Zoom play. Here's Caroline trying to do the run, rabbit, run by holding a pencil between your nose and upper lip. Yeah, that's funny with a pencil. Here's Caroline dubbing the Goldilocks look for the Three Bears Cha Cha. And I also liked how Buzz and Rachel took over the roles for the mama and the papa. But Frances still donned her little earpiece from the Zoom Playhouse bit as the baby bear. Mhm. All right, let's move on, shall we? And there's Caroline joining Kaylee for a Zoom phenom, which this looks pretty cool, as you can tell. Here's Caroline introducing a Zoom tale. Rarely they let Zoomers do that, but this was sent him from a contest winner in a PBS station's Reading Rainbow contest. That show was still doing big at the time. Now, Reading Rainbow recently celebrated its 40th anniversary this past week, but I forgot to do a video for it from my main channel, Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. But I will make up for lost time later in the month. I promise. If you are a subscriber to that channel. Let's continue. Okay, now here's Caroline ready to do her little job in the game Poor Kitty. Now, she starts trying to do her little kitty bit around Rachel. And I gotta say, you just can't laugh though. Oh, now to get a little bit of a sly look when she comes out to Eric. Yeah. Yeah, she's just so cute. It was just so perfectly good. That's a joke there. I bet y'all saw that coming. You know what I'm saying, folks? And she gives another slight look when she comes around Francis. Caroline is introducing us to the game in the 30th episode of season 3, where they show off baby pictures of the Zoomers. She's showing one of herself as a little one. Now, speaking of babies, here's Caroline playing the Ubby Dubby baby to Kaylee's Miss Ubby, and there's Rachel as Miss Dubby. I know somebody has this clip alone now, but I'm going to try and include this in the 2 skits they did in season 4 in one vid. I'll try and do that sometime later on. But boy, Caroline's just so gosh darn cute. Here's Caroline and Buzz participating in a zinger with Francis. And let me tell you, it's a little something that kind of fits into the words for a little tune and what have you. You know what I'm saying? There's Caroline right there in a soup opera. Kaylee does an exceptionally good job in her role as well. Everyone does. Here we see Caroline and Rachel together with all the others. They're saying, I believe in Lovey Dovey Frere Jacques to Buzz. Yeah. Although I think they're singing the English translation of it, though. Alright, let's move on. Now, you saw Caroline and Buzz, and they're teaming up to do a zinger with Kenny. Now, there was Caroline. This is another Cafe Zoom segment where she's creating an actual fishbowl type of dessert. But of course, with gelatin. Blue gelatin, that is. Yep. Okay, and here's Caroline and Rachel, and they're performing their own rendition of Down Down Baby. I, of course, learned this little thing from Sesame Street long ago, but differently, though. But this one they're doing is absolutely amazing. I love it. Here's Caroline and Rachel together, about to start their part in a Zoom size segment, and Eric and Francis are participating as well. They're going to try to make their own hot air balloon. Here's Caroline right here with Buzz, and of course, Buzz is using paint here to paint Caroline's face and make it look like a little puppy dog, which of course she actually was one that played the man, the farmer, in the previous season. But of course, her cute little pigtails there will make up for it, the ears, you know. Not use the costume ears, you know. And look at that. Isn't he cute? Now here's Carolina with Kenny in a Zoom phenomenon where they're going to make water look like it's make a cyclone and what have you. I do believe Kenny did this in his own Zoom into Action bid 3 years ago when GBH did Zoom into Action, where Zoomers get to do their Zoom dues or well Zoom side or I don't know what have you. I believe this is what Kenny did. It because I know Kenny did something like this. Look it up. Caroline introducing a Zoom game with some plastic cups. Yeah, and I believe they had to fill this bucket up. Well, no, wait, not fill it up, but get some water in the cup and then pass it down to the other. Yeah, I was right. They have to fill up the bucket with water. Let's continue. We're almost done. Well, here's more Caroline and Kenny. Yep. This is a Zoom site thing, man. They're doing a little something well that involves water and dirt and what. It doesn't have to do with mud. I think it has to do with like dams or something like that. But well, you'll just have to watch the episode and you'll see what I'm trying to say. There's Caroline and Francis at the end of elevator music. Everyone's left and Francis making her own music. But check out Caroline watching and she gives us the look. And let me tell you, the look is priceless. If you get my drift, of course. Here's Caroline and Rachel in a Zoom side report where they're showing off a chart here, like what they show with the street lights. This is how many pets do you have? Here's Caroline at the beginning of Zoom Playhouse. There's Kaylee dressed as the horse. This is a mixed up fairy tale. Very funny play. Here's another fun bit with Caroline and Kenny. Marissa, I hope you are enjoying this so far. I told you I would show you some of Caroline and Kenny together, so now you've got them. Now, this is from a Zoom side segment where they're going to try and make a dome out of paper and see how it holds up. They use other things to get the paper to hold it. You know what I'm saying? Well, and well, we see Kenny. There's Caroline right there, and Rachel as well. That, of course, was from the end of Ubby Dubby Man, which the following season would be changed to Ubby Dubby Woman, which Rachel would portray. Here's Caroline about to give the instructions for a Zoom race well, not a race, but a game. It is a race once Buzz introduces the game, but Caroline gives the instructions. Here's Caroline doing a Zoom snack on a real fun way to make cinnamon toast. Pretty darn tasty, too. Here's Caroline in a fun-filled play where she just misunderstands everything to pack for a vacation from Kaylee. Well, there you have it. Another helping of Caroline of season 3. I might have forgotten maybe a wee bit of things, but those are maybe from Zoom games and what have you. And I know Caroline joined the rest of season 3 game because after the third season came to an end, Francis, Kenny, Buzz, and Eric left. But however, they would rejoin Caroline, Rachel, and Kaylee for the special America's Kids Respond, which occurred after the events of 9/11. So, anyways, so now you've seen what all the fun things Caroline did in season 3, and some stuff that you just saw in, especially with Kenny. But anyway, I do hope you'll like this, and if YouTube will let you, and I hope Marissa can be quick enough on the draw, leave a comment if they'll let you, and tell me what you thought about the video. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of this great nation that is Zoom World. And stay tuned. In a few days, you'll get part 3 containing one last half about Caroline from both seasons 4 and 5, since those had 20 episodes. So I'm going to combine some bits of season 4 and 5 with Caroline together. And you'll also kind of get a wee bit of a first for a Zoomer Spotlight bit, okay? I won't tell you what it is. Just stay tuned. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out these other videos. In the upper left-hand corner is the Miss Paddywhack and the Frog skit. The upper right-hand corner is the first Zoomer Spotlight vid I did on my favorite 70s Zoomer gal, Maura Mullaney. Or, if you'd like, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see the Zoomer Spotlight I did on my second favorite 70s Zoomer girl, Lori Boskin. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like the classic PBS Kids show that is Zoom, then this is the place for you, Zoom World. With me, Duel, your friend here, who is a big Zoom fan. So, until next time, this is Duel saying, see ya.